Today from the Feeling Good kitchen, we're making some incredible organic dishes just for you. Hi, I'm Suyai Steinhauer, and you're watching Feeling Good. I'm taking this as a personal mission with Rob Arbogast.
Why? Because I have a date coming over and I need a quick hors d'oeuvre appetizer that is fantastic.
Stress relief with yoga expert Mary Dignon.
Thank you so much for practicing with me today. My light shines to yours. Namaste.
Also, Erin-Lee.
Is this some fancy European chocolate cake?
Sure, it's a fancy European.
Oh,
no,
you just made that up.
Hi, I'm Suyai Steinhauer, and welcome to Feeling Good, the show that combines great organic food, fun, and exercise, designed to make you the very best you can be. Hi, I'm Suyai Steinhauer, and you're watching Feeling Good.
And I'm Erin-Lee. Tell us what we're making today. I see chocolate, that's all I know.
Today we're making a flourless chocolate cake
Yummy!
with a raspberry sauce.
What do we have here?
Here we have some organic 70% dark chocolate. We have some organic eggs.
Okay.
Some butter. Ground almonds, also almond meal. Organic sugar. Some frozen raspberries, which we've defrosted. And we're actually going to be sweetening that today with some agave nectar. Okay, so the first thing we do is we turn our oven on, which I have done.
Got it.
So that while we're getting the rest of our ingredients together,
It's heating.
it's heating, so it's ready for our cake when we go in. We're using a special tin today. It's a spring form.
There's a buckle on it.
Yes,
This is a huge thing because it's impossible to get a cake out
exactly.
without getting it all stuck everywhere.
So yes, we must let it cool down before, otherwise the edges will stick to the side.
Okay.
So we're going to grease our pan.
Okay.
We have some nice melted butter here. And I'm just using grease-proof paper here to put it on so my fingers stay clean. Now, when we're done with that, we're going to dust it with some almond meal.
Okay.
So we pour it in. I like to do this, the next part over the sink. Can you see how we're just moving it around so it just dusts it lightly?
On the sides and the bottom?
On
or
the
just
sides,
the side? Okay.
all over.
And you kind of have to spank the sides. Gently spank the sides.
Sounds like you've done this before.
Well, I am an expert in the kitchen. We all know that is so not true.
Okay.
And then you dump that?
Yep.
Can you save that for something else, or that's just gone?
It's pretty much, most of it's gone. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to melt together our chocolate, our butter, and our sugar.
Okay.
We're going to put this in a double boiler.
Double boiler.
Don't be afraid of a double boiler, Erin. Basically, all this means is a pot of boiling water, well,
Yes.
simmering, gently simmering water.
Okay.
And we're going to put a metal bowl above
On top of it.
And we're going to let our ingredients just melt together.
And that's so that it doesn't burn.
So it doesn't burn.
Okay.
We just want them to melt, not to cook.
Okay. And sugar?
The sugar.
Okay.
Fantastic. And we're going to put those over there on top of the pan of barely simmering water. So while our ingredients are coming together in the double boiler, we are going to whisk the eggs with the almond meal.
Okay.
And I know that you like to whisk.
I'm good at whisking.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna whisk.
we're just going to pour this in there.
Okay.
Perfect. And whisk.
Okay.
Right.
You see this? Look at, they're not even breaking. Maybe I'm not so good at whisking.
You can be a little firmer.
Okay, there we go.
There we
go.
go. Perfect
See?
whisking.
Okay, thank you very
Wow.
much. I know.
This woman knows how
Very
to whisk.
impressive.
I'm actually really glad that you're in the kitchen with me today.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm taking this as a personal mission because this is such an easy recipe, and I know
chocolate cake?
For chocolate cake, flourless chocolate cake. So you have the decadence, but you can feel good because it feels light when you eat it.
And where is this from? Is this an American chocolate cake? Is this some fancy European chocolate cake?
Sure, it's a fancy European
Oh,
cake.
you
I mean,
just
it's
made
one
that
of those- It's one of those basic things. It's like, you know, everybody should have like a chocolate mousse,
Sure.
a flourless chocolate cake, some kind of fruit dessert. I think that we're ready to turn our ingredients off
Oh, okay.
because we don't actually want them to
Boil.
boil.
Okay.
We just want them to melt together. I'm gonna take another whisk and just whisk them around a little bit. So we've turned the heat off and it's hot enough in there that we can whisk it around and let these ingredients melt together.
It looks incredible already.
Very
I want to
rich
lick
and
the
decadent.
whisker. Not the whisker. The whisk.
So I'm gonna bring this here. And we can carry on whisking it a little bit.
And then this just goes right in there?
Yeah, we're gonna do it in little bits. We're gonna...
Okay. Have patience, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Now when you say fold, what is that? As opposed to just mixing it in like a crazy person.
Right, as opposed to pouring it all in at once.
Okay, so folding is a little bit at a time?
Folding is a little bit of a time.
Okay.
So if you want to pour me a little bit of egg,
Okay.
a little bit in.
Just a little?
Yep, that's
That's
great.
good?
Yep.
Okay.
And here we go. We're just folding it in. And what's going to happen is as the egg incorporates with the chocolate mixture, the mixture's going to become thicker. And this is it. This is our cake. Like once we mix this egg in here,
That's it?
That's it. We're going to put it in the
Wow.
oven. So
That is easy.
it really is easy.
I actually might be able to do this.
And do you want to give me a little bit
little
more
more?
egg?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Perfect. That's great. And the secret here is just a little bit at a time. And we put in a little bit at a time like this because we also don't want the egg to cook in this. So this batter has come together beautifully.
Mm-hmm. Looks like
And
chocolate pudding.
It does look like chocolate pudding. And now we are ready to put this into the cake tin.
Okay, I don't have to do anything, right?
Maybe hold the cake tin.
Okay.
And I'm just going to move this a little bit as we put it in so we
Okay.
try and get it all
Even.
even.
Uh-oh. Thank God I was here. Did you see that accident just seriously avoided?
See, I told you I was happy to have you in the
I'm
kitchen
telling
today.
you.
I was not lying.
Fabulous assistant. So it just barely covers the bottom.
Right. Flourless cakes don't rise that much. They're quite dense.
Now
It's
we know
gonna
what
be
the flour's for.
We're going to put this in the oven for 30-40 minutes, and then we'll be moving on to a delicious raspberry sauce.
Yum, I can't wait for that.
You're watching Feeling Good. Coming up next, yoga with me, Mary Dignon. Hi, my name is Mary Dignon and welcome to the Feeling Good Gym. Today we're going to do some yoga poses that are going to help strengthen your quadriceps. So start with your hands at your heart, taking a nice deep breath in and exhaling through the nose. Good. Now we're going to bring the feet about 3 or 4 feet apart, depending on how tall you are. Your toes are going to face the front of the room. You want a slight tuck in the tailbone. Hands to the heart. Nice. Now go ahead and point the left toe out towards this way, and the right foot comes to a 45-degree angle. We're going to bring both arms out straight and then sink into that left knee. Good. So you want to keep that tuck in the tailbone and your left knee right over that left heel. Breathing here. Might start to feel a little burn through this quadricep. That's a good thing. We always want to challenge our limits in yoga. I'm going to mirror you during our poses. So when I'm using my right foot, I'll say left. And when you're using your left foot, I'll be saying right. Good. So really sinking on in, bringing that thigh as close to parallel to the ground as possible. And on an exhale, we're going to come on up, pushing through. Good. And rotating that foot in, other foot rotates towards the other side of the room. And sink on into that pose, bringing that right knee right over that right heel. Keeping the tailbone tucked to protect the spine. Good, the gaze is nice and easy out over that right middle finger. Breathing here. Nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And on an exhale, come on up. Bring that foot back center. Let's bring the hands to the heart and just squeegee the feet back on in. We're gonna come into chair pose. So you can either have your feet all the way together or a couple inches apart, whatever feels right for you. If your feet are together, you want to be squeezing your thighs together, squeezing the knees together, and sink on in like you're sitting in a chair. Again, keeping that slight tuck of the tailbone, feeling like someone's pulling a string from your heart. Good, drawing the biceps back towards the ears. Sink a little deeper. Nice deep breaths. Good, on an inhale, come on up. Circle the arms, bringing them back to the heart. Connecting to that breath. Thank you for practicing with me today. My light shines to yours. Namaste.
Okay, so Erin, we are going to put our cake in the oven, 350 oven, for 35 to 40 minutes.
Okay, that's not long.
Not long at all. Put that in.
And abracadabra.
Here's what it looks like when it comes out.
Look at that. Now, it almost has a brownie consistency. It doesn't rise up like a birthday cake per se.
Right, that's because it's a flourless chocolate cake. It's a lot denser. It's almost kind of fudgy.
So what do we top this with?
We are going to make a raspberry sauce. Although, to be honest, this cake is delicious
On
just
its
as
own.
it is. Absolutely.
I was thinking a little bit of whipped cream or some powdered sugar, and you could
can
almost
do that.
it.
Now, what we have here to decorate it is this gold dust. It's edible gold dust. I
Edible
love
gold
this.
dust.
You can get
No
this
comment.
From a baking supply store.
Wow.
And
You
you
do that
literally-
before the raspberry?
Yes, you
Okay.
do this on the cake. So I would do this before we slice it.
Okay.
So now is a great time.
Oh, look at that.
And it's so pretty. You could also use powdered sugar, but I mean, edible gold.
Hello. Does it taste? No.
Doesn't taste of anything.
Oh, it's beautiful. What the hell? It does. It looks like just fancy gold cake. Sorry.
Yeah. Raspberry sauce.
Raspberry sauce. I'm ready.
We have, these were just frozen raspberries.
Okay.
Organic frozen raspberries. We've defrosted them.
That's easy.
We're going to put them in the blender.
Okay,
Like
cool,
to take
sure.
the lid off.
Okay.
We pour them in there. We're going to sweeten with agave. Agave is from the same plant that you make tequila with.
Excellent. Okay.
And it's just a taste, so just put a little bit in.
A little whirl. Excellent. And then on this?
Yep. And then we just blend it till it's completely blended.
Sweet.
That looks great.
Okay.
Now, if you pass the jug over,
Yes.
we are going to pass this through a fine mesh sieve to get all the seeds out.
Ah, all right. This thing is giving me difficulty. Okay.
Perfect. So you just pour it into here. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that you either use a spatula or something metal, never wood, because you'll get splinters in.
Oh.
You can put more in.
See, I would never think of that, and then all my guests would have splinter of cake. Excellent. Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm just going to pass that through like that.
And if it's not sweet enough, you can just add a little bit more.
Exactly.
blend
You
it up.
just do it to taste. Okay, so that we don't have to spend all our time doing this, why don't you pass me
The squeezy.
the squeezy bottle with some raspberry sauce that we made earlier.
Okay.
No seeds in here.
For decorating.
For decorating, exactly. And we're ready for slicing and
Okay.
plating.
Oh, well, I've got the plate.
Fantastic.
My favorite part. Now, do you have to wait until this cools?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We've waited until it's cool to take it out of the pan,
Okay. To unbuckle it.
to unbuckle it. And this is very crumbly.
All right.
Now,
Lovely.
we can do you want to decorate it?
I
in the way you
don't
want?
think I
You can
should.
do like,
I think I better leave that to you.
okay. Do you want to
Just be a
swirl?
mess.
A zigzag? Any
I
requests?
would like to have a swirl.
Okay, so let's do a swirl.
It goes with the swirl of the plate. Oh, yeah. Nice. Beautiful.
There we go.
Oh, see, mine never would have looked like that.
And then we can take a little piece of mint
And some extra
and
raspberries.
an extra raspberry. There we go.
3. Always 3.
Flourless chocolate cake with raspberry
Lovely.
sauce.
Oh, shoot. Get back on there. Lovely. Is it ready? Can I taste?
Of course.
Okay, I'm going. Oh my gosh. That is incredible. Why does anybody use flour at all?
Right?
Oh my gosh, is that great. It's so fudgy.
Really fudgy.
You can't have more than one of those.
Very rich, decadent,
Mm.
and great with the raspberries. It just gives that little bit of tartness.
Excellent. This I could do. Well, I could eat it. I don't know if I can make it.
Hi, I'm Suyai Steinhauer, and welcome to Feeling Good.
And I am Rob Arbogast. So Suyai, what are we cooking today in your kitchen?
Today we're making asparagus over baby arugula
Wow.
with goat cheese and toasted almonds.
Wow. Is that a full meal, a salad?
This is an appetizer.
appetizer.
Yes.
Sounds much better you saying it than I do. An appetizer.
Appetizer.
An appetizer. What ingredients do we have? So I know.
Okay, we have some asparagus
Know what
here.
that is, right? Right.
Some baby arugula.
Some baby arugula.
This is tarragon.
Tarragon. That's the goat
That's
cheese.
the goat cheese.
The goat cheese.
Minced red onions.
Minced red onions. Garlic, of
Garlic.
course. That is fantastic.
Champagne vinegar.
Champagne. And what do we have here?
Capers.
Capers. I would have guessed that. And this must be
Dijon mustard.
Dijon mustard. We have the almonds on the stove.
We have the almonds on the stove. Here we have a
Salts.
couple of salts. The first one is a kosher salt,
Right.
which we're going to use in our water for asparagus. And the second one is a great sea salt.
Excellent. So now we have all the ingredients.
I'm going to show you a great little trick for prepping the asparagus.
Love asparagus tricks. All right, so how do we get the asparagus started? What do we do?
Okay, here's the trick. The asparagus knows where it wants to break. You know how sometimes you eat asparagus and it's all chewy
Right,
at the
right.
end?
The end is
Right.
always.
So you let it feel there, it's going to be chewy.
I always cut it with a knife, so you're saying not to.
We-
You mind if I dive in?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we should put you on this job so you get a real sense of it. One of the things with cooking is the more you do something,
a job.
the more comfortable you feel.
Actually, like I've never
You
known.
have a real knack for this.
Well, it's actually communicating to me where, as you said, where it wants to be broken. So
Your
it's
Highness.
quite. Look at that. No, not quite right. Nope. There we
there
go.
we go. Once we snapped off the ends, we line them up. We want to line them up so we're not going to waste too much
Right.
more asparagus. And then we just chop. So we have our water boiling to blanch our asparagus. We put salt in once the water's come to boil, otherwise it takes longer.
Whoa. So how much? A couple. I mean, that's more than a pinch.
Yeah,
Just,
it's more than a pinch. You want the water nice and salted, so that it's for the asparagus.
Excellent. Okay.
And now we're ready to blanch our asparagus.
ready to blanch the asparagus.
in the boiling water, and we're going to time it. It's in fact for 3 minutes.
Now, what are we going to do with the almonds?
Great question. I love having you here. Make sure I don't forget anything.
See,
What we have here,
the almonds we've already got in the skillet, and again, we're not going to use any oil or anything.
no oil. We put them over a low heat, and the important thing is just to keep them moving so they get an even color. Maybe like between 7 and 10 minutes.
Right.
As soon as they start to get this golden color like they are here, we take them off because they'll carry on cooking on the
Right,
heat.
right.
We're ready for the
You wanna
asparagus.
drain?
We're gonna put them. We've got a colander here in the sink. Pouring them out, and then we're gonna run them with cold water.
And this is what you call shocking.
Yeah, shocking technically is when you put them in a bowl of ice cold water, but
Right.
since we've just got a few asparagus here and we're at home, it's easy. You don't need to get a bowl with ice.
The asparagus.
We've cooled it completely, it's no longer cooking.
Excellent.
We're ready to go.
All right.
Now the first thing we're going to do when you're making a salad dressing, you want to put all your ingredients into the acid, which in this case is
the champagne vinegar.
The reason you do that is if you use the oil, it's going to coat the ingredients and it's going to stop the flavors from coming out.
So you always start with your vinegar or whatever
The
your
vinegar,
sort of
if you've
base
got
liquid
garlic,
is.
if you've got onions like we have, we've got these
Right.
herbs, we're going to start with that and then we add the oil in afterwards and whisk it together to
Right.
emulsify
Okay.
it.
Excellent. So the champagne vinegar first.
First.
And then
we have
everything else is fair after that. It doesn't.
everything else is pretty fair game after that,
Okay.
until we get to the olive oil.
So the olive oil. So now the
Pass me the red onions, please.
red onions.
Now these are cut very small. We're not going to use all of them. We're just going to put a little bit, and actually in the vinegar they become less sharp.
They don't taste. Okay.
Yeah, they don't become
okay.
quite as sharp. Garlic.
Okay, garlic.
I feel like I'm in a surgery here.
I love it. Yes. Scalpel. Capers.
Garlic there. Give me some
You want some
mustard.
caper? Mustard. I would have gone with capers, but that's okay.
And now capers.
And now capers.
Just put a few in like
All
that.
right.
Will you pass me the olive oil,
The
please?
olive oil. I'm gonna let you, otherwise I'll.
Okay. And we just keep whisking like this so it emulsifies. Emulsification is when the
You start to
olive
see
oil.
it thicken a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're whisking our salad dressing. It's all done. And we're going to dress our greens. It's very important when we dress our greens that we're going to eat them straight away afterwards. We don't want them sitting there for 5 minutes with salad dressing on because otherwise they wilt. So
Okay.
are we ready to eat?
Absolutely. I am certainly ready to eat.
So we're going to pour just a little bit of the dressing on because we're going to
Wow, so
drizzle some on top afterwards. This is just to make sure that it's coated. And we want to be gentle with these leaves. Tender.
Right. Very
Tender.
tender. Very tender.
And we're gonna mound some of this greens on one side. And then if you bring the
The
asparagus.
asparagus. And it's all about presentation
And this
here.
is all about presentation, so we're just gonna put a few asparagus on there.
And now we have the
A little bit of goat cheese.
some goat cheese. And you recommend, I mean, obviously goat cheese. I mean, sort of you could use feta? Or
You could
you
use
really
feta,
like
it has another little kind of tang. I definitely like to use everyday cooking sheep and goat dairy. Now my hands are a little dirty, so why don't you take these almonds
Do we
and
get to, I
sprinkle
get to
a few on
sprinkle
top?
right in the middle? Around the
I
middle?
would, you know what, you can do an interpretation. Why don't you do your
I kind of
interpretation?
like it right in the middle. You over here on the side. It's about that.
That looks beautiful.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah,
And now we're ready to
we're ready to
taste.
We are ready to taste.
Excellent. So fork.
Forks.
Here we are. Here we are. So a little bit of everything on the
A
fork.
little bit of everything on the fork and you'll get the full effect.
Ah. I love goat cheese. It's fantastic.
So you can see there that you could use feta, but what's really nice here is the creamy softness, which
Right.
plays against the toasted almonds.
So this is like, what, 10 minutes maybe?
Absolutely, super easy to prepare. You can make it, place it individually like this, or you can make it for a large group on a platter. Just put the dressing on last, and you're ready to go.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. I'm Suyai Steinhauer.
And I'm Rob Arbogast.
Stay tuned for more Feeling Good.
Want more information on the show or the recipes you've seen today? Check us out on the web.
I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I've been in LA for 3.5 years. What am I not doing here? I'm a yoga instructor, I am an actress, and I sell real estate. I like to live a balanced lifestyle. I like my friends, I do like long walks on the beach and movies. I try to go to the beach once a week. I like to go in the water, I like to swim, I like to jump in the waves. Learning how to surf, I'm pretty good. I think health and fitness is a lot easier than most people think. I think they oftentimes think that, it has to be on their mind all the time, when really there's just, little things that you can do to incorporate it into your life. And it's all about moderation. My weakness, sweets. I love chocolate, I love ice cream, I love cake, I love pie. Basically anything that has sugar. My grandmother's weight has fluctuated, thanks for asking. My favorite meal, I have a lot. I really love sushi. I love spaghetti and garlic bread. I love anything with wine. I think Suyai is one cool chick. She's really hot. She's an amazing chef. She just seems like a good person. She has a great energy about her. She's passionate about what she does. She tries to incorporate balance and health into her food, which is something I appreciate as a yoga instructor. Goodbye, Mary.